Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to OTC Fish Keeper. My name is Dave, and this week I'm going to bring you a show I like to call A Tale of Two Fish Tanks. Tale of Two Tanks. Here we've got, of course, my Oscar tank with the Oscars and the Jack Dempseys in it. They're hiding a little bit because they're not used to me moving around so much and throwing their lights on. And over here we've got the first tank, the original tank, the Angelfish tank. And today I have a question for everybody, and put your answer in the comments if you would. Which of these two tanks do you think needs to be cleaned? The Oscar tank, put O for Oscar, or you put A for Angel, or you write Oscar and Angel. The Oscar tank, the Angelfish tank, both tanks, or neither tank. Put it in the comments, tell me what you think. I'll tell you the answer a little bit later on. Now, as you look at these tanks, I'm going to go ahead and get the camera here and zoom in a little bit. If you look at these tanks, you can see the Oscar tank. It's a little bit clouded, and it's got some very big fish in there. Isn't they beautiful? Whew. Love them Oscars. And then if you come down to the Angelfish tank, water's very clear. More incredibly beautiful fish. Very happy with this. This was my first tank I set up for the OTC Fish Keeper channel. Fantastic. There's their plants to lay eggs on. Haven't had any lately. First two batches dudded out on me, but I think I'm learning. So hopefully, maybe if I get another one, I'll be able to bring those to fruition. But at any rate, the fact of the matter is, the answer to the question, which of these tanks needs to be cleaned? It is both of them. Even though, you know, the Oscar tank is cloudier and it looks like it needs to be cleaned worse, it's actually not really in any worse shape than the Angelfish tank. The Oscars just stir things up more and they're sloppier eaters, which does make a little bit more. So technically I suppose the Oscar tank a little bit, but the Angelfish tank has got a lot of fish in it, and it definitely needs to be cleaned as well, because you see nitrates simply can't be seen. You can have absolutely perfectly crystal clear water and it could be full of nitrates, kill your fish as quick as you put them in there, and it will build up over time, which will also kill your fish. And also, if they build up, even if it doesn't kill your fish, if you try to add new fish, it may kill them, but it will also stunt the growth of the fish you have. Nitrates will prevent them from reaching their full size. And the cleaning I'm talking about particularly today is a water change. And I'm going to do a substantial water change on both these tanks. But doing a water change not only lowers the nitrogen in your water, but it will also increase minerals that the fish need to grow. And that way the fish will be able to get bigger and bigger for you, as long as you keep those water changes going. It's particularly true in my goldfish tank upstairs. But right now we're doing these two today. Okay, so I've got about 25-30% of the water out of the Oscar tank there. And I'm currently working on the Angelfish tank. Got the hose siphoning that out there. We vacuumed up the gravel a bit, got that cleaned up some. And then as soon as we get the Angelfish tank drained to the point we're looking for, we can reverse the hose, hook it to the tap, and fill these tanks back up. And in my case, as I've said before, my tap is not chlorinated, and I checked with my city water department. So don't put tap water in your fish tank unless you know from the people who do the actual water that it's safe. Otherwise, you have to treat it before you put it in the water, unless you want a whole lot of dead fish, which none of us want that. Okay, and now we're filling the tanks back up with fresh water, and yet another benefit, potential benefit anyway, of changing the water in your tanks on a regular basis, especially in the springtime, is a lot of times the fish will take that as a signal to start breeding. The fresh water will come in, they'll think in their mind that that's some sort of spring rainwater, and sometimes it'll help them to move towards spawning if that's what you're after. If that's not what you're after, change the water anyway. because simply keeping your fish alive, that's good enough. I think that's good enough incentive right there, just to do regular water changes. Right now I'm filling up the 125 here. I've got a 125 and a 120. Almost no difference between the two. But yeah, either way, I like them both. They're both great tanks. Mostly I like the fish in the tanks though. So we'll finish filling those up and I'll give you guys a look at the finished product. Okay, and I got the tanks all filled up again. And just another quick hint, something I like to do before I start the water changes, is I like to turn off all the filters. That's kind of important because they'll just dry out and make a bunch of noise and freak you out a little bit. But I got the filters off, I'm getting ready to turn them back on. But I got the tanks filled back up. And the fish were loving it. Even the Oscars were coming out while I was in there cleaning the glass, just because they like the fresh water coming in. The water's a little bit cold for them, but there's plenty of warm water in the tank, and I keep the room nice and warm, so it'll start heating up really quickly. It's probably about 78, 79 degrees in here right now. But the fish are much happier. These Oscars moving around. The color is even better on the Oscars. And the other tank, they were all swimming in the water as well. So I'll give you a quick peek here. And before I go, I'd like to mention, be sure to hit that subscribe button to keep up with our new updates with anything else going on. And hopefully we get this room finished at some point so I can bring all my tanks in here and have them all in the same place, because that's going to be really cool. Also make water changes a lot easier because it doesn't matter if I get the floor wet. Until next time though, you guys have fun. Talk to you all later. Yeah, and the white skirt tetras, they still love to school up together. It's really cool to see. This summer I might give it a shot at trying to breed the white skirt tetras, just for fun. They're not really worth any money, but just to see if I can do it, you know, that sort of thing. Alright, you guys have a good week. We'll see you next time.